What up, gang? Lane, Carolina Jackpot coming at you. It's pretty early on Friday morning. Means it's January 28th. I think it's about 6 o'clock in the morning. And thought I'd just run on here real quick and talk to y'all about my experience with being down for the count with COVID-19. I was working out of town, which I normally do all week long. Sometimes I'll work out of town being away from my home here in the upstate of South Kakalaki, over in the other side of North Carolina. Normally all week long. Sometimes I've been gone for 9-10 days in a row. And I tell you, just kind of started feeling bad Monday night, and went and got a test from Walgreens in Laurinburg, North Kakalaki, on Tuesday morning. And no offense, but my first mistake was I don't normally stay in Laurinburg, North Carolina. I normally stay in Lumberton, which is another city in North Carolina, a larger city. But I just decided to stay somewhere different this time. And that was a huge mistake. I normally choose to stay with Comfort Inns because they are the cheapest that can give the best value from what I've found. And, I do that, just to kind of, give a place a little bit of support or whatever. And they're the best ones for the value that I've seen. But there was zero comfort at Comfort Inn in Laurinburg, North Carolina. Had no hot water from the time I got there Monday evening until the time I finally left on Wednesday morning. I was not able to take a shower. But I did take an over-the-counter test on Tuesday morning from Walgreens there, and it was positive. Had 2 stripes on it. So I'm like, oh, God. I started feeling bad kind of in the middle of the night on Monday night / Tuesday morning. I had the chills really, really bad. And so I knew I had a fever coming on. And normally I'll take a hot shower when I feel like that. I know they say you ain't supposed to. That doesn't really help you, but it always makes me feel better. Couldn't do that. That's out. So I had to just deal with it, bundled up, and eventually went back to sleep. I went and got that test done. It was positive. So made an appointment for the next day, and I got a test done at a place 60 miles away. Had to go through a drive-through, and my gosh, it was 60 miles away I had to go, and it was the next day at 12:15, and that's the quickest that I could find an appointment at a Walgreens for a swab that you do yourself that lasts a grand total of about 45 seconds from start to finish, really. And they advertise that they give you the results in a day. Well, guess what? That ain't true. They give me the results on this thing in less than an hour. I had the results as I was driving home. Because once I tested positive, I couldn't stay. I can't work around the public, so I'm just going on home here to the upstate of South Kakalaki to quarantine. And they sent me the email. Thing was positive. Like, great. So I'm in and out of having a fever, and that was really the worst symptoms at that time. And I'd take a ibuprofen, get it down, drink a bunch of orange juice. A few hours later, come back a little bit, take some more orange juice, take some more ibuprofens, and when we go through this for about a day. And yesterday, all day long, I had zero energy, but I was able to get up and do some things for my job on laptop for 4 or 5 hours, just to try to stay caught up. And I did go walk my dog. Yesterday afternoon about 4 o'clock, because he really needed it. And this dog, I'm telling you, this breed is really energetic and it has a lot of They got a lot of love to give. But they also, you got to work it out of them. You have got to take them on walks. In the perfect scenario, this dog would be better off being walked like 3 times a day. Or this is actually kind of like, he's honestly like an old country dog that, you know, the kind that you would see, you know, just off the leash to kind of just hang around the farm or something. And, you know, they're just roam around all the time. That's really the type of dog this is. Not really probably built for the inside, but we may do with him on the inside. He's a sweet boy. Anyway, I took him for a walk, and that was rough because he doesn't get walked a lot because I'm not here during the week, not like he used to. And he loves to pull. Anytime he sees a cat, he goes crazy. Anytime he sees another dog, he goes crazy. Not trying to attack him, not trying to be mean. He just wants to get over there next to him so he can sniff him and so he can, you know, say hi, I guess. It's the thing that, you know, we don't want to do that. So at any rate, I was able to do that. And yesterday afternoon, my chest started hurting a little bit. And that's kind of the worst of it. It's like, and it's not like I've been like steadily coughing or anything like that, but I have, you know, I'd have a coughing fit about once every 2 hours. It kind of hurts a little bit, so I've took some Mucinex to kind of remedy that a bit. But other than that, the no energy is probably the worst part of this. And I would have to say, I don't know if this is, you know, the Delta. I don't know if this is the Omnicorn or which variant this is. I don't know if it's the regular COVID. But I would have to say it's probably a pretty mild case now. Knock on plaster, that it doesn't get any worse. I feel like by Sunday morning, I'll be pretty much, you know, 85% again. Right now, I'm probably about 60%. So, and, you know, and I can't really go around folks at this point. So that's why I've just been inside these 4 walls here. In the back of the house, kind of a junk room that we have a bed in. And I've got a TV in here. So I've been binge watching a lot of YouTube. And I got to tell you, and this is what the main purpose of my video, I really didn't want to talk to you too much about COVID because, you know, most of you's probably had it, to be honest with you. I mean, it's affected a lot of people. And I can say, people ask me, was you vaccinated? Well, I'm going to tell you, it's none of your business. That's what most people will tell you. Because that just stirs up, you know, things. People's done made that political. They've made it everything in the world. I'm busy. You know, I'm just going to tell you that. I'm busy at work a lot. And that's all I'm going to say. And I will say that one thing that I could have probably done better for my health is my mask. I probably neglected to wear my mask a bit more than what I should have been wearing a mask in public, and maybe it wouldn't be in this predicament right now. I don't know. But, you know, I was a pretty big advocate of wearing them back in 2020, but then the stranglehold on them kind of started getting released, and I think people got a little bit lackadaisical, and, you know, I don't know. I wore one to the football game back in September, and like I was the only person there wearing one, and I don't know, people was looking at me like I pooted in church, so I'm just kind of like, oh, I'm taking this off because I don't want to look like a tool, yeah, you know, so that's kind of, I don't know, but then you go in other places, and everybody's got them on. So that's one thing I probably could have done a little different. That's probably something I would implore the rest of y'all to do. It really just needs to be, honestly, a way of life. I mean, ain't nobody telling you to, you know, that's different than me telling you you've got to get a vaccine that's not mandated at this point in time. That's different than that, okay? I'm not telling you, you know, if I was a lawmaker that you have to put something into your body that you may or may not agree with. I'm not telling you that, but if they're telling you have to wear a face covering, then by all means, they have the right to tell you have to put that face covering on, period. I mean, period. That's just it. I mean, you can Complain about it all you want to. They're not asking you to do anything life-changing. It's not going to affect you one iota to put that on when you go in a store, or if you're working in a store, you're working around in public. Just period. It's just not. It's not going to affect your life. I don't want to hear I can't breathe in them. Suck it up. Quit being a puss. So I should have done better with that, and I'll admit that. It is what it is, and thank the good Lord, I think that I'm going to be okay. And I appreciate the folks who have given me well wishes, given me prayers, and been nice to me during this ordeal. It means a lot. Now, getting into what I wanted to talk about, I've been binge watching a lot of YouTube the past couple of days. And, you know, I'm going to talk college football and scratch-offs, two totally different subjects. If you'll remember, the Carolina Jackpot channel didn't start off with football. It wasn't a football channel when it started off. It was a scratch-off channel. That's what I did. I started this channel. The earliest video that you'll find on this channel, if you'll go back, up on the little toggle thing there on your phone or whatever, if you click on videos and you click on data, you either click on mine, you can say most popular, newest, or oldest. The very first video on here, there was two of them from like 2011, and those were my son goofing off with a phone years and years ago. So that don't really count, I guess, as part of the channel. But the content with the scratch off is starting early 2014, and I actually had started doing scratch off videos in 2013. I had a different channel, and it was just titled Kale Hall. And if you search it, you might be able to still find it. I think it's still there. There was a few videos on there, and I had gotten it up to about 40 videos. And then, I don't know, sometime in late 2013, I had some kind of epiphany, and I said, I'm going to stop scratching off tickets, and I'm going to stop this. I'm throwing all my money away. So I deleted a whole bunch of them and kind of got rid of the channel for a few months. But then I was probably about February of 2014, I said, I got the itch to scratch again. So I started back doing them, and then never really stopped. And probably around 2017 was when I started doing some of my football stuff on here. It was in 2016, late 2016. I'm real good with remembering dates, and I remember this pretty well. It was late 2016, probably November of 2016. I was on vacation from work, and I'd noticed that views on my channel was kind of lagging and this and that. So I changed the channel name. I said, I'm going to change this channel name to something different. Because at the time, there was a lot of people with different channel names that weren't their name. And it was so I changed it from Kale Hall. And I said, well, I'm from South Carolina, but I also do North Carolina tickets. So I saved in South Carolina. And my goal is to one day hit the top prize, which is the jackpot. So Carolina Jackpot. There we go. And so it was born. I renamed it, and people liked that, and it started to take off a little bit. Kind of fast forward a little bit, it was, I would do some football stuff, and man, I got under some people's skin with the first videos I did back in like 2017. I railed on some Miami fans, and I railed on LSU versus Miami. I remember in 2017 season opener, I said, my God, I got on there and did a video. I said, this is some old man football. This looks ridiculous. And people were on there commenting. I think that one got like 23 likes and like 150 dislikes. We're like, look at your Gamecocks. What the hell you think you could do? Both these teams will slaughter you, blah, 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 blah. And I'm like, well, you know what? We own Miami because we've been last time in the Duck Commander Bowl, quack, quack. So, shut your hole. LSU is, I don't know, that's a group that I have no dislike for the fans. I can't stand them as a football program. South Carolina hadn't had any kind of success against them, which is ridiculous because some of the years that we played them, they were quite mediocre. South Carolina don't play them very often. We played them in 2012, shit the bed against them when we went 11-2 or 10-2 in regular season. Should have beaten them in their crappy stadium down there. The dump in the swamp. That's what I'd call that place. Be nasty. Friggin' mosquitoes probably about as big as your fist. People with them gumbo, like crawfish antenna hanging out of them corners of their mouth. Good Lord, what kind of place you people live in? Anyway, that's not the subject, nor the purpose of this video. There's a ton of people doing college football content right now. You really have no idea how many people are really doing it. Sorry. I gotta get myself something to drink, a mixed stinkage. No beer. Y'all know Carolina Jackpot likes his beer, especially during football season. But I'm going to tell you what. I looked and went, there's a 6-pack of Miller Lite bottles in the fridge. And I looked at them last night, and it turned my stomach. I couldn't even think of drinking one of them right now. I wouldn't. Probably a good thing, to be quite honest with you. But there is a ton of college football YouTubers out there that you just probably never seen, because you've never really looked for them, because they don't, number one, you're not subscribed to them because you don't know who they are, so you'd have no reason to, and number two, because they don't get pushed out. The YouTube has an algorithm which it uses to suggest videos to people, and I don't really know if it has to do with tags. I don't know if it has to do with thumbnails. I don't know if it has to do with location, what the content is, or the title. My feelings is it probably has a little bit to do with all of that to some degree, but to what degree, I really don't know. And I really can't tell you. I have watched a ton of YouTube tutorials trying to do things to grow my subscriber base, trying to do things to grow my views, and they really, some of these people really overcomplicate shit and are really, really boring, and they're just kind of like a hard listen, to be honest with you. Nothing against them, but they mean well, or either that or they don't, some of them don't speak great English. They really don't. There's a lot of tutorials that I've watched about, like going on there, like about fixing things, like repairing stuff, and that everybody's done that. All of us have. We've all Googled, like how to fix a leaky bathroom faucet of Delta 900 model, for instance. And you get on there, and it's somebody who, they don't speak English very well at all. That's all I can say about it. And I like, when I hear that, I immediately turn it off, because I'm like, I can't stand to listen to this. I'm just not. I can't understand you. And no offense, but we're in America. You need to speak English. You need to speak it audibly and clearly where people can understand you, period. If you're going to put a video up in America. So, yeah, that's my feelings on that. But some of these people's videos, and I've watched a few of them, and some of these folks that do, and they're all from different fan bases, or they may not be a fan of a particular team at all. May just be a college football fan, or you may not know who their team is. Some of them's videos are really good. They're really good, and some of them are as good or better than some of the people who have a ton of subscribers and get a ton of views and a ton of interaction. They really are. So, if you have a chance, you should give some of these people a chance and watch their stuff. If they just get a few views and start getting it knocked up a little bit, maybe they'll hit that YouTube algorithm and they'll get their content pushed out there too. Because, everybody deserves a chance. You know what I'm saying? You can't be behind the 8 ball with absolutely no chance to succeed, and you really don't know what to do if that's your passion. Now, you may be just, random teenager who just decides to throw up a video in the car on the way home from school, or whatever the heck you're doing when you're screwing around somewhere, and that's different. But some people, really want to make a go of it, and they just don't have a clue of how to do it. I, I tell you, I feel like my channel could have grown a lot more substantially if I was better with the technical stuff, if I was better with the graphics stuff, if I was better with the special effects stuff. That's just really not my forte. My co-host on the live show, Rob Sanders, he's good at that stuff. He works for the radio station. But a lot of people on this channel, they don't like the cut of his jib. And yeah, I mean, I get it. He can be a little bit annoying sometimes, and he has a tendency to run things into the ground. Hashtag the Kenny Rogers song that Carolina Jackpot did as a joke. I mean, oh my gosh, he's mentioned it like 40 times. But you know what? It's okay. We'll forgive him for that. But some folks don't care for him, but he does do a good job with the technical stuff, and we wouldn't be able to do a lot of the things on the channel without his help. And I'm not just saying I'm using him. I'm not using him. I'm not a user. I'm really not. I'm really not. I'm not a love him and leave him type of guy. But I want to make this plea to a lot of the college football YouTubers. Find something original to talk about and try to stick to it. Folks, 2021 is over. And the only people that really, in my opinion, have a lot of room to even really be talking about 2021 at this damn point and making videos about it and talking about your team and talking about the results, and let's make a big breakdown of how it did in 2021, is Georgia fan. I mean, they won the national championship. I mean, I guess, you know, them. But there's so much going on right now in the world of college football. To me, though, a lot of it is not on the damn field. I mean, a lot of it's NIL garbage and transfer portal garbage. And all that's just going to play itself out. I ain't going to do a bunch of videos on that. I'm just not. So, you know, this time of year, I mean, things get kind of slow for me. I will put out videos like my way too early prediction for what I think we're going to do. Now, I said I'm not talking about the transfer portal, but I will talk about players from my team that were in the transfer portal that have come to South Carolina. I'll do that. Or if I'm doing a video about a particular team, I'll talk about it. But I'm not just going to get on here and say, I'm going to rank the top 10 transfer portal people, because I don't know. Because I have no clue what they're going to do at a new school. I have no idea what they're going to do in a new system. Hell, they could be a boom or a bust. Last year, a boom. Kenneth Walker, the third, or whatever his name was, from Michigan State. Who the hell thought that guy was going to have the season he had? I'd never even heard of him before. You know, I mean, he came from Wake Forest. I'm like, okay, wow. You know, let's see how this works out. I mean, dude looks like the second coming of Herschel Walker. You know, so it's just weird. You never know what you're going to get with that. It's too hard to predict, but I just want to beg of you, please, if you haven't made one yet and you're thinking about doing it, don't do a 2021 recap. Please don't. Please don't. Please don't. Brother men's and sister ladies, we are almost in February. We don't need to talk about 2021. We just don't. So I think that will help some folks with some of their content. But, you know, some of these folks are really good at what they do. Some of them I enjoy listening. Some of them are really entertaining. They crack me up. Some of them just, I don't know where they get their information from. It's way off base. And then some of them are in the middle ground. But you should really try to watch some of the smaller creators who, you know, their content. Just type in a topic that has to do with college football on YouTube and just like start searching through and stop and find that young dude whose videos got 4 views and it was posted 2 weeks ago. Just give it a listen. Give it a listen or a watch. I mean, you might be surprised what you find. You really might be surprised what you find. I mean, somebody gave all these people a chance. So folks need to give these folks a chance. Give them a thumbs up. I've given them thumbs up before sometimes, and I'll give them a comment, you know, say, I like your work. Keep on doing it. And they'll thank you for it, and they'll appreciate it. Getting on to talking about scratch tickets. This genre of YouTube has really, really, really become inundated over the past 3 years or so. And the reason why I pretty much got out of it, don't really do it anymore. I mean, you may see me every 2 or 3 months do a scratch video, and a lot of people have asked me to do them again. I stopped kind of doing those. I was doing a lot of group books back in 2017, 2018, toward the end of 2018 there. When I stopped working in a supermarket in management, I used to purchase a lot of books. I purchased a lot of them for our group play from the store. Some of the store I worked at, I purchased a lot of them from there. It just, that helped our sales out. Would be really good. If we hit a jackpot from there, get commission for it. So that's where I purchased a lot of them, came from there. So, after that happened and I stopped working there and switched jobs, the group book stuff kind of fell off. And I did have a video that had over 200,000 views, where I scratched off 4 $30 North Carolina tickets and won about $900 on them. And it's still up. It's my most viewed video of all time. How that one got more views than any of the other ones, I have no clue. I have no idea. I don't know if it was the title. I don't know if it was the time. I don't know if it was the fact it was 4 big tickets, 4 $30 tickets. I don't really know. But man, it got pushed out there. And I got a lot of subscribers off that video. A lot. And made a lot of money off that video. I dare say that I probably made close to as much money off that video as I did off those tickets. Yeah. So just imagine if every one of my videos could have done that, but unfortunately they don't. But the scratch off genre, and it's a weird one. There were some good people in the scratch community. There were a few people that I thought were, that turned out to be real tool bags. A lot of people in there just for the money. A lot of people just all about themselves. But I want to say this to you: if you do scratch off videos, I think the way that you'll get more views, number one, show your face. Show your freaking face. Let the people know who you are. Let them know that you have a personality, that you're not just a set of hands and a scratch coin. I mean, to me, that's fun for a while, but it's not entertaining. It's soothing, but it ain't entertaining, and I can't deal with it. But for so long, you have to show your face and kind of put yourself out there if you want to get more views doing that. If not, your channel's just going to stay stuck in the mud for the most part. There are a few exceptions to the rule. There are a few YouTubers that I like. One of them from Georgia, Scratch and Fish. I don't know if you've ever seen Scratch and Fish, but he starts every video off like this. Hello, my friend, Scratch and Fish. I have $190 session here. Georgia ticket. It's really entertaining and fun. And he's only shown his face like a couple of times, but this dude will have like 1,000 to 1,500 hits on his video in like an hour. It's crazy. And he kind of came up in like 2018. He came from like out of nowhere. And it's when I started seeing these people getting these huge views and mine was kind of lagging, I'm like, man, maybe it's time to kind of switch up my my genre here a little bit, So that's that. Another one that I like that's very entertaining, does Texas tickets, AR Platinum. I think I don't know, man. He might be pushing 1,000 subscribers right now. I think he either has worked or does work as a radio DJ. And he does have like one of those old school radio voices like, what up, YouTube? AR Platinum. So it's pretty cool. Of course, Scratch King here in South Carolina. Really nice guy. I've been knowing him through YouTube for years. And he's a good one. Some of these folks, they get into it just a little bit too much, and they get kind of obnoxious with it, with little bells and sound effects and silly stuff. I mean, it's scratch-off tickets. Ain't a lot you can do with it. But like I say, I'd show my face and let everybody know you have a personality, not just the scratcher. It makes you more entertaining. But hey, that's about all I got to say, guys. I just wanted to kind of update my status and talk about this virus and how it's affected me. And hopefully, within a couple of days, like I say, I'll be good to go, and I won't won't be any real lingering effects from it. I hope not. I know I don't really sound good right now, and my energy's kind of drained, so I think I'm going to get off here in a few minutes and probably go use the restroom and cut the lights off and lay back down for an hour or so before I need to get up and do a couple of things. But yeah. Oh, how about this? Virginia Tech fan on Twitter, I don't remember his name, was like Hokey something or other, was trying to talk crap, talking about South Carolina, because somebody put up a meme last night. Some Twitter handle did. They had Arkansas, South Carolina, Virginia Tech, and Florida State, and it said which of these four programs will enjoy the most success quickest, or which one will have the biggest turnaround the quickest, or something. And a lot of people were saying South Carolina. And then one of the Virginia Tech fans, he's like, how long has South Carolina been trying to turn things around? Which I commented back to him, you do realize that the Hokies hadn't beat the Gamecocks since before the color TV was invented. Yeah, in fact, All in the Family was the #1 sitcom on television the last time Virginia Tech beat South Carolina. So put that in your pipe and smoke it. Seriously, I don't have any disrespect for the Virginia Tech fan base, but I get where he's coming from. They have had more success in South Carolina in the past 30 years or so, you could say. They had a nice string there under Frank Beamer. And all this goes back to is their ass hurt because Shane Beamer, who's obviously a Virginia Tech alum, former Virginia Tech player, and son of Frank Beamer, he had that 1 year here at South Carolina where he did decent, and they wanted him to come back home, and they tried to get him to come back home. They did everything they could. They sent carrier turkeys to Columbia with little love notes and shit. They flew down here. They stuffed cash in an old crappy looking beat up lunch box with their ugly ass colors and logo on it and dropped it on his doorstep. Didn't matter. Man wasn't leaving Columbia. He'd be an idiot to leave Columbia to go up there. I mean, he really would, and he didn't. And I was kind of fearful of him having some success in South Carolina, and in a few years, them firing Justin Fuente and then him leaving and going there after he'd really built a solid reputation and you really knew he was worth the money. So it played out exactly like I hoped it would, because I said before the season, I hope Virginia Tech fires Fuentes after this year, because Shane Beamer, if he's not going to leave South Carolina after 1 year. And here's exactly what happened. And he sat there and said, Columbia's home, blah, blah, blah. Not leaving, I'm not going. And well, I mean, words are words, and I don't know if talk is cheap, but so far he's been a man of his word, and he has my respect. So that's why their butt hurt, because they had to make a move. They had to get rid of this Fuente. I mean, the program has been going down the drain for the past 3-4 years. And they end up with this defensive coordinator from Penn State nobody's ever heard of. That wasn't your first choice. Brent Pry. Boy, that sounds exciting, don't it? That sounds exciting. That sounds about as exciting as Will Muschamp 2.0. Yeah, you're not going to have any success under that clown. You're just not. So just accept it. If y'all wanted Shane Beamer so bad, y'all should have offered him and paid him minimum wage for a head coach to make when his daddy retired after the 2015 season. That's what you should have done. You might have won the what was it, the NASCAR Super Bowl against Tennessee if you'd have hired Shane Beamer instead of that clown. Or what? Oh, here it comes from the Vol fan. Well, we destroyed him his first year at Coopville. I don't know, man. But anyway, that's just what I'm saying. College football people, stop doing 2021 videos. Nobody gives a rip anymore. Scratch people. If you want to get some views, try showing your face. Try showing your personality. Try showing the unique side of you. I'll talk to y'all later. This video has gone on way longer than it should have. Given the state that I'm in right now, I really shouldn't be doing this video, but I had to get on here and connect with my people for a while. So I'll see y'all later. I appreciate you. Spurs up to my toes up, baby. Go Spencer Rattler. Go Christian Bill Smith. Go friggin' Marshawn Lloyd and Jaheim Bell and Dak Joyner, Luke Doty, everybody, all the Gamecocks. Love you. Go Coach Beamer. Spurs up, baby. Woo. I'll see y'all next time around. Hopefully I'll be feeling a bit better than this.